Hi, I'm Diana Stein, and I am in the master's program with University of Phoenix. I am in the teacher leadership program, and we're here today at the Classical Academies Charter School in Vista, California. And I'm interviewing Kirsten Lastow, who is in the teacher leadership program at our school. Kirsten, welcome, and thank you for sitting with me. I really appreciate it. I have a few questions to ask you, and the first one I'd like to ask you is for you to tell me a little bit about you.
Well, I started as a homeschool parent and homeschooled my 3 children and enjoyed learning so much that I decided to get my credential and get my master's and keep learning. And I have been in the classroom for 7 years.
Excellent, excellent. What is it that clicked when you realized that you were a teacher leader, separate from just a teacher syndrome?
I think I've always strive to be a leader in everything that I do. I think if you're not leading, if you're not going forward, then you're kind of stagnated into what you do. So I think I knew right away that was something that I would keep continuing, whether I did it on my own or through the program.
Can you tell me a little bit about the teacher leadership program here at the Classical Academies that you're now in?
Yes, we have a leadership program that you go to for a year and take some classes and learn from the leaders of our school, and then you have the opportunity to shadow them and learn from them. So it's a great way to build on your skills as a teacher and then build towards your leader as a leader.
Within your school community.
Yes.
Very nice. Thank you. Thank you for that. How does self-reflection fit into your ability to become a teacher leader and how to promote the best from within other teachers that you partner with?
I think self-reflection is huge. I think that's the way you internalize everything that you've done, and you look at your day and you discover patterns, you discover things about yourself, things that you want to work. That's where your goals come from that reflection. And so I think it's a very powerful tool. I use journaling for that, and as you read back over them, you start to see those patterns, and they help you develop your skills and fine-tune where your strengths and weaknesses are.
Mm-hmm. As far as strengths go, how do you see you can help other teachers build into their own strengths to become a bigger part of the whole? How do you motivate that within? And I didn't plan that one coming up, but really, how does that fit into a leadership position and strengths and pulling them out of other people?
I think motivation, I think it starts with modeling.
Mm-hmm.
So you have, how you're setting up as a leader, how you're listening to your teachers or your staff. And then from there, you're getting to know them and figure out where their strengths build on their strengths,
Mm-hmm.
and get them to build their goals and then to celebrate their goals to keep that motivation going. And
I love that. Thank you. How important are cueing strategies in goal setting?
I think they're great. I think everybody has their own, we're all different brains and we need different things. For
Mm-hmm.
me, I love color coding and, getting my schedule that way, and so that things pop out at me in different things and I have a plan. I think working at getting your goals down on paper and having them in front of you every day,
Mm-hmm.
on your mirror, on a sticky note, or different things that you're working for, and then sharing those. I think it's good to share what you're doing so that you kind of have ownership on it, because now somebody else knows about it.
Well, and the other thing too, sharing, I know that you've helped me to redirect on different things. We've known each other a long while now, and there's
Mm-hmm.
been different projects that have come along that I'll get an insight from you that little piece will turn me in a new direction. So it might not have seemed small at the moment, but the impact is huge. So that's where I see the gift that you've given me with that,
Okay.
in looking at my strength, but then redirecting in some way, because you can see something that I can't see.
Yeah, so that's talking
Same
about
kind
it
of
is
thing.
big.
Talking
Yeah.
about it. Perfect.
Mhm.
Yeah. This is kind of a funny one, but what is your favorite way to reward yourself when you hit those goals?
For me, I love to read. So getting that time to read and relax, because now I've gotten there, I've done it, and now it's time for me. So
Excellent.
take that time.
I had a feeling. What is your favorite aspect of being a teacher leader?
My favorite aspect, seeing other teachers grow. And because it's so passionate for me, myself, to grow, to see it in others and pass that along is huge.
I feel like that's not very different from being in the classroom with our kids. It's a
Right.
little, it's a little bit of the same kind of exchange, that when it's serendipity happens and we kind of all lift each other,
Yes.
it's electric. And I'm excited about that,
Yeah.
about doing that more with you.
Yeah,
and
that was aha moments, watching them get those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So speaking of strengths and who's got this and that, and together we're better for it. What's your secret sauce? What do you put in to the formula that? Well, I know what it is. I'm just asking you for the record. What is your secret sauce? Do you know?
Let's see, it's the same as you. I think lighting that spark, having that, building that passion, because you just get so excited that I think just talking to you about it right now, it's just like, oh, I can't wait to get out there and get some of the goals that I have done, because just seeing that is amazing.
Yeah. I think it's positivity. I think
yeah.
there's a contagious factor
Yeah,
in
well,
that.
passion.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So these ones are a little bit more clinical. The next questions that coming up are the same questions that my partner is going to be asking on my team for University of Phoenix. And the first question is, what do you see that a teacher leader must possess as far as qualifications go? What are the top 5 qualifying skills that they need to have?
I think it's very important to be a listener, so that you're not, you're taking in what people are seeing and doing, and not, just rambling over everybody. I think it's great to be a motivator, setting those goals, what we were talking about with goals. Being a coach and a mentor, you're there beside them. You're not there to judge them. You're there to build on what they need. I think a leader needs to have a clear mission and have that in writing and understand where they're going, and always be rebuilding on that and revising that and sticking with that, and to be transparent, to be there for everybody, and to be clear on what you're doing, and not flip-flopping back and forth. You're approachable and clear. Yeah.
I see that's a huge part of our culture here at the Classical Academies. I feel like we all understand what the mission is as a whole, that personalizing education to meet every child's need is where we're all connected, and we all have a different way of getting there maybe, but at the end of the day we all aspire for the same end result. And so the passion piece is the unifier, and that's very clear. And
Yes.
how we're getting there and putting those points out and keeping us focused, I see that as a huge piece of what the leadership is all about here, and I see that modeled in how you're doing what you do.
And that all
So-
builds trust with you, with your staff, when you're transparent and you're coaching and you're mentoring, you're not being judgmental. So once you get that trust going, you lower the risk of people trying new things and stepping outside themselves and building on their strengths, and motivated to try different.
The trust factor gives them the
Yes.
strength to jump out of the box. Absolutely. And I think the biggest thing too, in my opinion, I don't feel a lot of the politics that I hear in some other conversations, and the going around and around. I think there's the ability to be owning your behaviors and the 8 keys of character being built in, and being having integrity,
Right.
and really trying to be as clear as you can.
Yeah.
So clarity.
Yeah.
Do you agree? Do you think so?
Yes.
Okay. What dispositional characteristics and traits do you believe that a teacher leader, it's basically the same question, so we'll skip through that.
Yeah.
How important is achievement motivation to the success of the teacher leader?
I think it's very important. It allows everybody to move forward. if you're not achievement based, if you're not looking ahead and setting that goal that you want to achieve, then you're staying in a flat line. You're not moving yourself to a higher level, and it's a disadvantage to the community, to the students, to everyone.
Stagnant.
Not to
Feel stagnant. Right. How can these traits be developed in colleagues who have just the teacher mentality? Say some people go into teaching with, oh, well, it's a great job, you get the summers off, that whole shtick.
Yeah. I think again, you go back to that modeling. This is what we're doing. You get everybody to trust what you're offering them or what you're giving them as a mission statement, your outcome, and then you're setting your goals and you're having celebration for those so that everybody buys into the whole culture of the school. I think it's really important. If you don't have that buy-in, then you're not going to get the teachers that are sitting on the fence to jump in with you.
Right. The next question is, what role does the teacher leader play in the dynamics of the school and the community? I think you kind of just answered that. Really kind of creating the emphasis to get that motivation out there, putting the mission
and you're
forward.
creating that partnership. You're part of that partnership loop with your community and building a student-centered environment.
Absolutely. How is teacher leadership fostered here, and how do we use the 21st century classroom to grow in general with our skills and with the skills of our students? So as teacher leaders, we're leading inside the classroom, we're also leading with each other. And those skill set, I kind of merged two questions, so it's a little bit of a blend, because I think you answered those so well.
Yeah, like modeling goals and celebration.
I don't want to be redundant on that, but with the 21st century classroom, you are modeling those because you built a whole online format for all the grades from K through 6. For all the different subjects and across the board, so bravo for that. And we're all using that platform, and it's all interactive and online, and it's sliced up. It's I call it almost like being a short order cook. You've got all these different needs, then everybody needs to be fed at the same time, but not everybody eats the same thing. So I must be getting hungry with that analogy, but it's one of those things where you were able to put your 21st century spin on it in a really warm way, in a way that is so adaptable and personalized that we're all celebrating that from what you were offering. So I think that you're a big piece of the driver on that, so thank you.
You're welcome.
For that.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
I see it as we're now, because of technology, we're all becoming more a part of that leadership. I never thought of all teachers being leaders, but they need to be now. They need to learn that technology where we weren't digital natives. We don't know how that stuff is. So now we have to lead ourselves into that 21st century. We have to lead outside the box. We have to, move forward with the rest of the world to get. So I think it's important that we gather teachers and build them as leaders.
The difference between a teacher leader and a manager, I think, is all in mindset. And I don't look at the position as in other arenas. When you hear a leader, you think that you have a leader and then you have followers.
Right.
And it feels to me that this is more of a synergistic approach, where you are the leader mentor, and then we're modeling to become leaders in our own right.
Right.
And it may not be by title. It's more of a philosophy.
It's leaders of yourself, of an internal leader that strives for that next step, where followers just take action. Just be told. We're told what to do.
Right.
Whereas I think teachers now you're not going to be told as much of what to do as the past. That now, as you're moving into the 21st century, it's becoming more that we're all learning, we're all leading ahead, we're all achieving.
Absolutely. And I feel having the intuition and the vision to think independently and to see a solution before there's a problem, to anticipate where we're going.
Well, we're teaching our kids problem-solving skills. That teachers have to understand problem-solving skills if they're going to teach problem-solving.
Right. So I'm just feeling really, really blessed to be here and to be with this group of leaders, and from the top down, it's visceral. When people come to our school, they know we have something unique and they want more.
Right.
And so, the past 10 years that I've been part of this organization, also as a homeschooling mom and now as a credentialed teacher, it's been an amazing blossom. And now to have this time to be able to be in a master's program and put these ideas out there, it's one of those things where you're like, oh, can't wait for tomorrow.
No passion down.
Yeah. So to conclude this interview, I just want to say thank you for being contagious, and thank you for sharing what you know with me, and hopefully I can do the same with our pool of people too, and follow a little bit in your path that way too. So
you have it. It's already there.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. So that concludes our interview. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will be writing more to support these statements if you read on past the little video. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.